Good morning, everyone. If I could have you starting to take your seats. And if there's anyone by the one of the open doors, if we can just give a shout out into the hallways for people to come back in and take their seats, we'll begin momentarily. All right, we'll get everyone to take their seats. And once we're there, we'll have, I think we have Addison to say a couple words. Oops. And then we'll commence for this morning.
I'm back. I'm always full of jokes. Oh, I'm always full of jokes. I got something for you, June. Bon good morning, everyone. Welcome back to day 2 of the spring 2026 MNGA. We do have just a few housekeeping items. First and foremost, if anyone at breakfast did leave their iPhone, it will be secured outside, but I will also let you know it has been ringing. Someone is trying to get a hold of you. It is an iPhone that looks like 17 Pro, so if you're lost or looking for that, we have it. All right. We're not selling it. Oh, no, Dean's got his, so it's not Dean. Perfect. Next reminder, there is the elder space. It is still open in the South Tower, Suite 279. It will be broadcasting There will be coffee, tea, and I believe games that I've been told are there. So, check out the Elder Space. Checkout is at 11 today. So with that, you, I guess during your health break, will be able to store your suitcases, luggage for your flights with the hotels. They will be safe and secure there until you are prepared to leave. And then finally, as a reminder, obviously, with the phone, please do not leave any belongings in the hotel. If not, you can pick them up at the trade show at the AGM. Please check out our table. Have fun, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Addison. So just so everyone's aware, we are not in camera yet. We'll do the roll call to establish quorum, and then I'll just have a couple words or suggestions on how today may proceed, and then we'll go to the next step. So I'll turn it over to Jazz for establishing the quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Dylan Adam, Vermilion Forks.
Present.
David Allard, Salmon Arm.
Present.
Melanie Allard, Vice President.
Present.
Danielle Bergevin, MYBC Chair.
Present.
Caitlin Bird, Greater Victoria.
Present.
Zev Brewer, Katet.
Present.
Topper Burke, Columbia Valley.
Present.
Ron Karan, Vernon District. Carmen Carrier, MWBC Chair. Bernadette Chaboyer, Northwest BC.
Present.
Tarina College, Fraser Valley.
Present.
Alana Copeland, Fort St. John.
Here.
Nicole Corson, West Kootenay.
Present.
Louis DeJager, 2S MBC Chair.
Present.
Lauren Dean, Mikisew.
Present.
Betty Deck,
Present.
Moccasin Flat. Moccasin Flats. Present? Did I hear present?
Present.
Thank you. Sylvie DeRoche, Prince George.
Present.
Cheryl Dodman, Kelowna.
Present.
Thank you. Ross Everett, South Okanagan. Thank you. Kim Finlayson, Golden Ears.
Present.
Deborah Fisher, Region 4 Director.
Present.
Paulette Flamont, Region 7 Director.
Present.
Lee Fraser, Surrey Delta.
Present.
Renee Gervais, Region 5 Director.
Present.
Thank you. Dean Gladue, Region 3 Director.
Present.
Tony Galou, North Caribou Métis. Goulet. Tony Goulet. Not here. Thank you. June Graham, Alberni Claquot.
Good morning. Present.
Thank you. Patrick Harriet, Region 1 Director.
Present.
Lloyd Hogue, Mid Island.
Present.
Susie Hooper, Region 6 Director.
Present.
Present. Brenda House, Northeast.
Present.
Travis Jobin, Métis Nation, Columbia River.
Present.
Tara Langlois Young, Chilliwack.
Present.
Alan Laval, Region 2 Director.
Present.
Kyle Gladue, Kelly Lake.
Present.
Richard Lewis, Cowichan Valley.
Present.
Tyler Massey, North Island.
Present.
Don McConnell, Troy River.
Present.
Betty Ann McDonnell,
Present.
back down, sorry.
No, it was perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Walter Minot, President. President too. David Morish, Vancouver Sea to Sky.
Present.
Michael Netzen, Rocky Mountain.
Present.
Thank you. Lana Olson, New Caledon. Valerie Pace, River of the Peace. Okay. Mert Servatius, Kootenai South.
Thank you very much. I'm here.
Noted. Diana Shaw Millet, Boundary.
Juliana Shell, present.
Greg Stanwood, North Fraser. Thank you. Deanna Stevens, Two Rivers.
Here.
Thank you. Joy Sundin, Prince Rupert District. Sundin. Joy
Present.
Sundin. Thank you. Marlene Swears, Caribou Chilcotin. Anthony Wingham, Wachia.
Present.
You have 48. Yes.
All right, thank you. We have a quorum. We have 48. So welcome back this morning. What I'm going to suggest, and this is just a suggestion, obviously we're going to continue with the in-camera session shortly from yesterday. We have our list that carried over from that. It'll be the same people that are permitted to stay within the room. And now I know we have one other potential addition, so perhaps I'll turn it over to President Wingham just to kind of advise, and I'm sure the board, or not the board, the assembly will agree, but if you want to just set up another exception, if I can put it that way.
Yeah, if it's the will of assembly, if I could have my young daughter here join us. It is bring your daughter to work today, so if it is the will of assembly to not have her, I will be leaving with her. Thank you.
So perhaps, is there any objection for President Wingham's daughter to be present? Great, seeing no
Can
objection.
she introduce herself?
Hi, my name is Sophia, and I am 7 years old.
Great. Thank you, everyone. What I'm going to suggest, because there are at least 3 of those motions, motions 1, A, and B are things that need to be addressed, or certainly A, or motion 1, sorry, because that changes, it's changing the date of the next MNGA, or fixing it, if I can put it that way. That is going to be something that, in my view, should be done. Otherwise, it's probably going to require a special MNGA in the interim. So that was one thing. And then obviously with motions A and B for the regional representatives, I think those should also be, we want to make sure that that business is completed today. And another piece of business, as I was going through the agenda, given our legislation, which requires that the treasurer's report be presented at the March MNGA, and that's in the reports portion of it. So I would suggest that would be another thing that should be dealt with when we're looking at priorities. So keeping all that in mind, what I'm going to suggest, and of course it's up to the Assembly, is that, and I don't have my watch on me, that we set about an hour and a half hard time for the in-camera session. We finish that, we take a short, or about 20-minute health break to allow people to also check out if they haven't yet, to get their bags. And then we would return and continue with, start with motions 1, A, B, and get as far as we can, because we always know people are having to travel and having to leave a little bit early. So that's my suggestion. I do see a hand here, President Jobin.
Yeah, Travis Jobin, Métis Nation, Columbia River. Just for information, most of Region 4 has to dip out at just after 11 to catch a 1:30 plane. So, yeah, we're not going to be around after 11.
Thank you. So what I'm going to suggest, and we end at the in-camera session at 10:30. I think we had a lot of discussion yesterday. That'll give us some time for about 20 minutes to get things, and then we can start. And you know, if Region 4 representatives have to leave a bit early, you know, that often, unfortunately, always happens. But if we still have quorum, we can kind of proceed to where we can get. But I appreciate advising. So is there? I'm just going to look. Is there any objection to that plan to kind of ending the session at 10:30, the in-camera session? All right. Not seeing any objection. what I'm going to do then at this time, and I know some people may have their devices with them. I just did just until just a couple minutes ago. If you want to take this opportunity to bring them outside quickly, and we're going to have everyone else clear the room who's unable, and we have Alex coming back in to hand out those folders. So if we can take those steps, and hopefully we should be done that within 5 minutes and have everyone have the folders. Where is it? Oh, and just for people, there is some liquid smudge at the table over by the door if anyone's interested. So if we can take just 5 minutes for those who have not yet turned in their devices. And Alex, if you want to come in and start handing those out, and then we will, in just a very short moment, enter in camera. quorum required.
Folks, if we can take our seats, please, we're going to get started pretty quickly here.
All right, if you can take your seats, we're going to turn it over to the clerk to conduct roll call for quorum, and then we'll proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Dylan Adam, Vermilion
Present.
Forks. David Allard, Salmon Arm. Melanie Allard, Vice President.
Here.
Danielle Bergevon, MYBC Chair.
Present.
Catlin Bird, Greater Victoria.
Present.
Zev Brewer, Cottit.
Present.
Topper Burke, Columbia Valley.
Present.
Ron Karan, Vernon District. Carmen Carrier, MWBC Chair. Bernadette Shaboyer, Northwest BC.
Here.
Tarina Collage, Fraser Valley.
Here.
Alana Copeland, Fort St. John.
Here.
Nicole Corson, West Kootenay.
Present.
Louis DeJager, 2S MBC Chair.
Present.
Lauren D. Mikasu.
Present.
Betty Deck, Moccasin Flats. Sorry.
Present.
I'll get that one too. Sylvie DeRoche, Prince George. Okay. Sylvie. Okay.
She had to go on her flight.
Cheryl Dodman, Kelowna.
Present.
Ross Everett, South Okanagan. Kim Finlayson, Golden Ears.
Present.
Deborah Fisher, Region 4 Director.
Present.
Paulette Flamont, Region 7 Director.
Present.
Lee Fraser, Surrey Delta.
Present.
Rainey Jarvis, Region 5 Director.
Present.
Dean Gladue, Region 3 Director.
Present.
Tony Golay, North Caribou Métis. Nope. June Graham, Alberni Clayoquot.
Present.
Patrick Harriet, Region 1 Director.
Present.
Lloyd Hogue, Mid-Island.
Present.
Susie Hooper, Region 6 Director.
Present.
Brenda House, Northeast.
Present.
Travis Jobin, Métis Nation, Columbia River.
Present.
Tara Langlois Young, Chilliwack.
Present.
Alan Lavelle, Region 2 Director.
Present.
Thank you. Kyle Gladue, Kelly Lake.
Present.
Richard Lewis, Cowichan Valley.
Present.
Tyler Massey, North Island.
Here.
Don McConnell, Tri-River.
Present.
Betty Ann McDonnell, North Nicola Valley District.
Good job. Present.
Walter Minot, President. David Morish, Vancouver Sea to Sky.
Present.
Michael Netson, Rocky Mountain.
Present.
Lana Olson, New Caledon. Nope. Okay. Valerie Pace, River of the Peace. Mert Servatius, Kootenai South.
I'm here.
Thank you. Julianne Shell, Boundary.
Present.
Greg Stanwood, North Fraser. Deanie Stevens, Two Rivers. Joy Sundin, Prince Rupert District.
Present.
Marlene Swears, Caribou Chilcotin. Anthony Wingham, Wachia.
Present.
Thank you. We do have quorum. We have 45 delegates present. So we are out of the in-camera session. There was a motion that was made and a result on that motion. Obviously, everyone in the room here or at the table is aware of it, but just so that it's on the record, and it will be recorded in the minutes. I believe we have the wording and the results that can be put on the screen. So at the in-camera portion of the spring 2026 MNGA, the Assembly approved the following. Be it resolved that the MNGA advises the Board of Directors to remove President Minot. There were 28 votes in favor, 7 opposed, and 1 abstention. And it should be noted that the 12 MNGA members who sit on the MNBC Board of Directors took no part in the actual vote as per the agreement of the MNGA. So that is the results of the in-camera session. I'm seeing a hand. Yes?
Travis Job, Métis Nation, Columbia River. Just got a note from somebody watching on YouTube that they can't hear you speaking, so just make sure we're all, to the Assembly, make sure we're all speaking loudly in the mic.
Thank you for that. So that was the results of the in-camera session. One of the things we neglected to, that was raised yesterday, was for those, so it was decided that in addition to those that are seated at the MNGA table, that if your vice president or president, the alternate was present here, that they could sit in or stay in the in-camera portion of the meeting. There were the councils or members of the councils that also sat in, as well as members of BC Manor as per agreement of the MNGA. Also, President Wingham's daughter to this morning. One of the things that was raised yesterday that we neglected to discuss and is what can be shared, obviously, of the in-camera session going forward. Obviously, it is secret, and materials that, including notes that were utilized and referred to during the in-camera session, have been recollected and will be shredded. However, there may be, just based on geography and who was able to be here, presidents or vice presidents sitting at the table here who did not have their president or vice president, their alternate, sitting in the gallery during that time, nor were all of the regional youth, women, and 2S reps present, nor were all of the BC Manor reps. I'm going to, it'll be up to the MNGA, and of course, without discussing right now what any of the content of the in-camera session, if there is agreement that, for example, if a president who was sitting here at one of the spots and their vice president was not present, to be able to share the contents of that in-camera session with that person who, had they have been here, would have been that one of those categories of people who were permitted to stay. That would also go for the remaining BC Manor captains who were not present, and the regional representatives of the various councils who were also not present. Is there, I'll look for whether or not there's an agreement to that, or perhaps I'll look for unanimous consent. Is there any objection to, and I thank you, I see objection. So this will go by a vote. It will be debatable, so if someone wishes to speak to that, and we'll try to keep this super quick, just so that we have it. And so I did see a couple lights, and perhaps President Minot first.
Yeah, I'm going to have to object to any of this information getting out, as we have, I have noticed It's all one-sided. Nobody has had listened to or believes any of the statements I have said. Have been, to try to defend myself, I've been accused of gaslighting. That was nowhere near the intention that I had perceived to put out there. I just figured I had a right to tell my side of this here one-sided report. It is not who I am as a person. It defames my character. It defames who I am and who I've stood and what I've stood for all my life. It is definitely not who I am as a person at all. Of those who know me, know that I would never, ever, ever say anything bad about women or defame women in any way. When we had issues around
Point of order.
abuse, no. I have the opportunity to speak. I'm speaking on this issue. My character is being defamed in this room. My reputation is being defamed in this room.
Chair.
Sorry,
And
just a second. I will return to you, President Minot. I just want to make sure that we're not venturing into contents or things that were said during the in-camera session.
That already happened.
So I want to remind everyone that, so the question at this point is whether or not the contents of that was discussed during this can be shared with the president or your alternate MNGA member and those other individual, the regional representatives of the MyBC, MWBC, and the 2SBC, and the captains who were not present, but had they been present, would have been permitted to stay. Please keep it to those remarks, and whether you're opposed or your comments in relation to that specifically. We're not continuing the discussion that we had on the in-camera basis.
But these are some of the reasons why I do not want any of this information out there in the public. In my mind, it's not true statements by a third-party investigator that put a one-sided story out there, not mine. I have obtained legal counsel in regards to all of this issue, so I do not want, and my lawyer has also stated to me after I just talked to him minutes ago, this was an in-camera session. This information should not be put out in public at all.
Thank you. President Allard, did you wish? No, thank you. President Burke, and again, I'm going to remind every speaker not to the contents of it, it's just whether or not it can be shared with those individuals discussed.
I disagree with the assertion that people who could have had the opportunity to be here would not be allowed to have this information. This information, as we know, was done impartially by a third party. There was full opportunity for full participation.
I'm going to caution you on that.
Yeah, I'm skirting around it. The people, other alternates were allowed to be here. Some of our 2S council couldn't be here because of the weather and having to come here in the middle of February, which is why we didn't want to schedule it in February in the first place. But I'm not going to get into details. It's only fair that those people should be allowed the same information that we're allowed. And we shouldn't be hiding behind this.
Thank you. Leader McDonnell.
I think you're going to tell me I can't say it. I just wanted to clarify, and especially for Walter. I did not say there's WCB claims. I said there could be.
I don't.
I know you were going to, but I got it in. Thank you.
Thank you. Director Flamont.
Paulette Flamont, Region 7 Director. I agree that this information shouldn't be shared with the VPs, but I also want to go back to the roll count. Can I ask a question about that as well?
Sorry, which part?
The part when I said that I wanted to walk out to get legal, and the part that's documented, because I did get a hold of my legal, and he stated to me that I did the right thing by walking out, and that it should be noted that I walked out.
Point of
as
order,
well.
this is in-camera information being shared publicly.
No.
Well, but
What-
I'm
understand.
also concerned
No,
about myself.
I understand Director Flamon's comment, and the official note will reflect, and we'll make that on the minutes, that Director Flamond, at the time of the vote, had left the room and did not participate. It's already in there that you did not participate in the vote, but we can make the note that you had left the room prior to the vote.
contact my legal representative.
I'm not going to put the purpose for it, but I will put the fact that you left the room for during the vote. Is it President Copeland?
Yeah, I just need some clarification. I believe that this is going to have to ultimately go to our communities because we represent our communities. So they're going to have to advise us or take it to the AGM or whatever happens. And if this is a secret report that we can't talk about, how can our communities advise us on how they want us to proceed?
It is true that because it's in camera, you will not be able to discuss the contents of the materials that were provided, the discussion that occurred, and just given the nature of the decision of the MNGA to go in camera, that can't be shared with community members. So obviously the decision is public, the result of the motion, but I'm not going to say fortunately or unfortunately, but that's just something that's not going to be able to be permitted. So, yes, respond.
So if this goes to the AGM, we're going to be asking 31,000 people to make a decision.
This does not go to the AGM.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, this is not legislation. This is a direction.
Okay, can I ask another question
Yes.
then? So if the suspension goes through, I'm not saying it's going to, I would like to have a vote on a new president because I voted one way. So that's just my opinion. We should have a vote.
No, if this body passed a motion giving advice or providing advice to the board, it's up to the board what they do, and depending on what decision they make, if they decide to take a certain action that creates a vacancy, the legislation that we have would then kick in to deal with, and I think given the timelines, it would be, what do you call those elections? The by-election. Yeah, so it would be a by-election that would result. Again, depending on what steps. So nothing that this body does to affect that or for that decision. Thank you. Vice President Byrd.
Thank you. Caitlin Bird, Métis Nation, Greater Victoria. Back to sort of the point of what we're discussing right now. In the terms of equality and equity, there are some, as has been mentioned, there are some vice presidents that were allowed to stay in the room for that alongside their presidents. There are some youth reps and not others. There are some regional women's reps and not others. Some regional 2S reps, not others. I think in the terms of equity and fairness, each of us should be able to speak with our president or vice president, whichever it is that is not present here, and those regional elected folks that also are not present and would have been, if they were present, they would have been allowed to stay in the room. They should be able to be looped in as well. They have signed an oath, those regional elected folks. Us as community leadership, we have an oath as well to our communities, and I would love to be able to discuss this with my president. Before we went into camera, the comment was, if I get hit by a bus tomorrow, my community won't know. Well, that's the same for me right now. If something happens to me or I'm not in my community leadership role, my president will not know what the context was. So I vote in favor of sharing that information with our alternates.
President Massey?
Question.
All right, I've got two names that I will allow, but we're not going to add any more. So one question's called, but I've got President Stevens? Okay. And finish with President Wingham.
Yeah, I put my hand up in opposition of sharing this information. While I do acknowledge that I don't appreciate going in camera, I do believe that if we are taking information that we heard in our own minds and relaying that to members and other potential people on our boards, we have no control of where this story potentially could go. We do still need to protect our president. At this moment, he still is the president of our nation, and the last thing that we need to do is be giving ammunition to the Métis Nation of Alberta, the Métis Nation of Saskatchewan, or the Métis Nation of Manitoba to have them looking at us as a province and saying, what the hell are they doing over there? So I would say, and I would suggest that while we may want to share this with everyone on our own, maybe hosting a Zoom session where we allow those other members to join, where we have a secure moment, where we're not just going willy-nilly and saying what we interpreted at this table, and ensure that we still give the president, who still holds that title, his fair opportunity to share his story. Thank you.
Thank you. And I just want to make sure it's clear, if this were to allow to share with the vice president, they would be under the same restrictions that had they been in the room. It's not sharing with the public, it would be sharing with those individuals that were present. But I appreciate the comments. Everyone has their oath to uphold. It's no different, for example, of someone being in this room who was here to listen to it, they have that information, and it's on each member here, each person, including myself who was present, to not divulge any of that information to anyone who's not entitled to have that information. The question here is whether or not a specific group are entitled to that information because they would have been had they been present, but they weren't for whatever reason. That's the specific issue. Not that you can share with your community or along the lines of what President Copeland was asking. It's whether or not, so for example, and I'm just going to pick on President Finlayson from our community, whether or not she can share the information that she learned this week during the in-camera session with the Golden Ears vice president, not with the board, not with the community, but the vice president, because that vice president, had they been here, would have been able to sit in there. So I just want everyone to be clear, it's not sending it out, and that the vice president for Golden Ears would be under the same obligations that President Finlayson's under having sat here. But this is a decision of the board. And sorry, had you deferred yours? Yeah, I just have a question. Do we have a date when we can share, or something? Never. Never. No, it's in camera means it stays within the people that were involved in that conversation, and that's it. Yeah, President Minot.
I'm just wondering, because all the presidents, when I believe they all took an oath of confidentiality at this table, but I don't recall all the vice presidents doing it. We did allow them in a different MNGA to make sure that our vice presidents were included if the presidents could not step into that role. But I don't know if the vice presidents have taken that same oath as all the presidents to keep everything on this table confidential. So I would like to make sure that that assurance is done prior to any information getting out there. Our oath of confidentiality has to be adhered to, and to make sure that it's protected.
I agree. And as an example, we have some people sitting who aren't presidents, who are vice presidents. And so they have that same requirement as sitting here as a vice president as a president who's not sitting here today, and vice versa, because it's, like you said, it's those people that were entitled to sit as an MNGA member, or in this circumstance, because the MNGA agreed that non-MNGA members, specific non-MNGA members were permitted to sit in, and the examples were BC Manor, a couple BC Manor members, and some of the regional representatives that sat in. So we're going to leave it at that. I will go to a vote. This is a majority vote required. And just so everyone's clear, it's if you are in favor of permitting MNGA members to share the information that was captured during the in-camera session with their alternate vice president or president, or with those regional representatives of the MyBC, MWBC, 2SBC, and BC Manor members who were not present, but had they been, would have been permitted to stay. That's the motion. If you are in favor of that, I think we'll go by way of roll call just to make it easier instead of counting hands. If you are in favor, just indicate yes. If you're opposed, no. And if you wish to abstain, indicate so, please. So we'll turn it over.
Thank you. Dylan Adam.
Abstain.
David Allard.
Yes.
Melanie Allard.
Yes.
Danielle Bridgman.
We have 2 of 6 MyBC members here, so on behalf of the ones who aren't here and on behalf of MyBC, I'm in favor.
Caitlin Bird.
Yes.
Zev Brewer.
Yes.
Topper Burke.
In favor.
Ron Caron. Not here. Carmen Carrier.
I'm a yes, and just to let the Assembly know, all of the MWBC members do take an oath of office and an oath of confidentiality. Thank you.
Thank you. Bernadette Chaboyer.
In favor.
Tarina Collage.
Yes.
Alana Copeland.
I'm going to abstain.
Nicole Corson.
In favor?
Louis DeJager.
Yes, for the other 2SM, see, I can say 2S LGBTQIA+ in a second. I can't even remember the other one. So for them, yes.
Okay. Lauren Dean.
Yes.
Betty Deck.
Abstain.
Sylvia DeRoche. No longer here. Okay. Cheryl Dodman.
Yes.
Ross Everett. Kim Finlayson.
Yes.
Deborah Fisher.
Yes.
Paulette Flamont.
Abstain.
Lee Fraser.
Yes.
Renee Jarvis.
Abstain.
Dean Cladu.
Abstain.
Tony Goulet, sorry, not here. June Graham.
Opposed.
Patrick Harriet.
Yes.
Lloyd Hogue.
Yes.
Susie Hooper.
Yes, and for the record, the BC Manor captains all sign an oath of confidentiality as well. In speaking for the BC Manor captains, so thank you. I'm in favor.
Okay. Brenda House.
Yes.
Travis Jobin.
Yes.
Tara Langlois Young.
Abstain.
Alan Lavalley.
Yes.
Kyle Gladue.
Abstain.
Richard Lewis.
At this time, I have to abstain. Thank you.
Tyler Massey.
In favor.
Don McConnell.
In favor.
Betty Ann McDonnell. I'm getting there, guys.
Yes.
Thank you. Walter Minot.
No.
David Morris.
Yes.
Michael Netzen.
Neeson, yes.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Lana Olson.
Not here.
Not here. Valerie Pace. Here. Mert Cervesha.
In favor.
Julianne Schell.
Yes.
Greg Stanwood.
Yes.
Dina Stevens.
Yes.
Joy Sundin.
In favor.
Marlon Swears. Anthony Wingham.
Opposed.
Thank you. So that motion is passed, 34 in favor, 3 opposed, and 9 abstentions. For those of you that anticipate sharing that information with your alternate or those other individuals, I want to just emphasize again that it doesn't go beyond there. It's very important that we uphold the rules of the in-camera session, and that includes those members who weren't here that are now entitled to receive that information. But everyone has to uphold their oath, and for those leaders that are here that will be passing on, to ensure that those other individuals understand that that's part of their oath as well. All right, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague for motion 1. This is, I think they're loose pages. Yeah.
Yes, you should have motion 1, and there is a revised version that is a loose page here. So I will turn it over to the clerk to read the motion, please.
Thank you. Subject, change to Summer MNGA, submitted as a statutory requirement, submitted to the MNGA clerk on January 29th. Vote required is a majority. Whereas, at the summer 2025 MNGA, the Assembly approved the summer 2026 MNGA to be held in person from June 5th to 7th, 2026, 3 days from Friday to Sunday, with the Friday generally being ceremonial matters. Number 2, at a special MNGA on January 26, 2026, the Assembly approved changing the 2026 in-person MNGA from summer to spring and changing the summer MNGA to a virtual meeting. Item 3, virtual MNGAs are ordinarily held over 2 days, Saturday, Sunday. Item 4, once approved by the MNGA, any changes to the dates of the meeting must be approved by the Assembly. Item 5, changing the dates of the summer 2026 MNGA was inadvertently missed in the resolution approved at the January 26 special MNGA. Be it resolved that the MNGA changed the dates of the summer 2026 MNGA from June 5th to 7th, 2026 to June 6th, 7th, 2026.
Thank you very much. I will look for a mover and a seconder for this. I see President Massey there moving.
Move Tyler Massey, North Alameti, sorry, move.
Thank you. And a second. President Corson.
President Corson, West Kootenay Métis. I second.
Wonderful. Thank you. Is there any discussion on this motion? See. Oh. Good.
Question?
Wonderful. Okay, we're going to try to pass this by unanimous consent. Is there any objection to this motion? Seeing none, the motion passes. Fabulous.
I should have had Katie doing the whole week, and this was super fast now.
Be careful what you wish for, Dave. All right, with that, we're going to move to what we have now called Motion A, which is our motion for appointing our Region 5 2S representative. And I will pass it back to the clerk to read the motion, please.
Thank you. Subject, interim appointment for Region 5 2S MBC representative. Submitted by 2S MBC chairperson on behalf of the 2S MBC Provincial Governance Council, the Region 5 director, and the Region 5 Regional Governance Council. Submitted to the MNGA. Date submitted February 28, 2026. Vote required for approval, majority. Whereas the Métis Nation, British Columbia by-election in 2025 did not yield any candidates for Region 5 2S MBC representative position. Item 2, the president of the Cariboo-Chilcotin Métis Association in Region 5 submitted a name to the 2SMBC provincial chairperson for a regional representative. The 2SMBC Council and the Region 5 Regional Governance Council have both endorsed the appointment. In accordance with Article 13.2 of the MNGA Act, Article 10(1)A of the Electoral Act, and Article 47.4 of the Constitution, the 2SMBC Council, in consultation with the RGC may recommend candidates to the MNGA to fill vacancies of regional representatives. Be it resolved that A, the MNGA appoints Alex Landry as the Region 5 2S MBC representative as per the endorsement of the 2S MBC Provincial Governance Council and the Region 5 Governance Council.
Wonderful. Thank you, Clerk. I see that Chairperson Dieger is moving.
I so move.
And anyone to second? I see you there, President Burke. Thank you.
Topher Burke, Columbia Valley, I second.
Thank you. Did our mover or seconder want to speak to the motion?
Happy to have.
Wonderful. And President Burke?
Again, we've just been looking for people for the North, so it's great to have somebody that's finally put their name forward, and I think it's great.
Wonderful. Any discussion on this motion?
Question?
Thank you. All right. We're going to try and pass this one by unanimous consent as well. Is there anyone opposed to this motion? Seeing none, the motion passes. All right, motion B. So this is a similar motion where we are appointing a Region 7 2S MBC representative. So back to the clerk, please, to read the motion.
Thank you. Subject, interim appointment for Region 7 2S MBC representative. Submitted by 2S MBC chairperson on behalf of the 2S MBC Provincial Governance Council and in consultation with Region 7 Director and the Region 7 Regional Governance Council. It was submitted to the MNGA. Date submitted February 28, 2026. Vote required is a majority. Whereas, item 1, the Métis Nation British Columbia by-election in 2025 did not yield any candidates for the Region 7 2S MBC representative position. Item 2, the Region 7 Director submitted a name to the 2S MBC Provincial Chairperson for a regional representative. The 2S MBC Council and the Region 7 Regional Governance Council have both endorsed this appointment. Item 3, in accordance with Article 13.2 of the MNGA Act and Article 10.1A of the Electoral Act and Article 47.4 of the Constitution, the 2S MBC Council, in consultation with the RGC, may recommend candidates to the MNGA to fill vacancies of regional representatives. Be it resolved that A, the MNGA appoint Jess Gunn as the Region 7 2S MBC representative as per the endorsement of the 2S MBC Provincial Governance Council and the Region 7 Regional Governance Council.
Thank you, Clerk. I will look for a mover. I see President Burke.
Topher Burke, Columbia Valley, I so move.
Thank you. And a second?
Paulette Flamond, Region Director.
Thank you, Director Flamond. Did either our mover or seconder want to speak to this motion?
Again, same as the last motion, more representation is better.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm absolutely so delighted that I could jump up and down because it took a lot of years to get somebody to come forward. And Jesse is a young man who is just so full of energy and creativity. And I'm delighted that I convinced him to put his name forward. Thank you.
Fantastic. All right, we're going for unanimous consent. Any discussion on this motion? All right, seeing none. Thank you, Dean. We will again look for unanimous consent for this motion. Is there anyone opposed? Dean, I'm assuming you're scratching your head and not putting your hand up. Okay, seeing none, this motion also passes. All right.
Chair, sorry, some of us just have to dip out now.
Oh, okay.
Yes, thank you. And I'll keep an eye on the numbers as people leave if they have to, if we dip below quorum. But we should still have quorum, but we'll keep an eye on that.
So you traveled home, Region 4.
All right. We do still have quorum, so we're going to continue. We're going to go back to our agenda. And we're going to move now to the review and adoption of minutes. So we do have two motions for this. Your minutes in your package start on page 7. So we'll start with the review and adoption of minutes for the winter 2025 MNGA. And I'll pass to the clerk to read the motion, please. Sorry, we're going to just look for a mover and a seconder to adopt the minutes. I see President Massey there moving. Anyone to second? And Vice President Allard. Wonderful, thank you. Did either of you want to speak to the minutes at all? Nope. Nope. Okay. Is there any discussion on the minutes from the winter 2025 MNGA? Any mistakes or corrections that are required? Seeing none. Okay, we're going to again go for unanimous consent here. Any opposition to approving the minutes from the winter 2025 MNGA? Seeing none, the motion passes. All right. So our second set of minutes here is for the January 2026 special MNGA. So again, proposing that the minutes be of the special MNGA held January 2026 or January 26, 2026, be adopted as presented. Can I have a mover and a seconder for that?
I so move.
Thank you.
Cheryl, Métis Association.
Thank you. And Vice President Byrd, I see you. Okay, did either our mover or seconder want to speak? No? Any corrections or amendments needed to these minutes? Seeing none, we are once again going for, oh, pardon? Go ahead, President Wingham.
Just in Region 2, I do believe I was there. I'm just not mentioned in the draft minutes.
Okay. Okay, so on page 24, under the Region 2, we should be including Anthony Wingham from Wichita. Wonderful. Okay, with that amendment in mind. Okay. Any other amendments or questions about these minutes? I see a light down there, President Massey. Oop, just kidding. Okay. All right, we will once again look for unanimous consent. Is there anyone opposed to these minutes as amended? Seeing none, the minutes pass. All right, we are going to move now to the acceptance of the reports. Your reports, you have a separate booklet that is with all of these reports so that you can see on this list there are 17 of them. Can I see a mover and a seconder to bring the reports to the floor? Pardon?
Serena College, Fraser Valley Métis Association.
Thank you. And is that President Massey's light on there? Seconding? Wonderful. Okay. Did either of you want to speak to the reports? Anyone want to speak to the reports?
Sorry, for the minute taker, can the seconder say their name clearly and loudly, please?
Seconder Tyler Massey, North LMAT Association.
Thank you. I see President Allard there.
Yeah, hi, David Allard, Seminar Métis Association President. I just have, we're talking about the reports here. I do have a question in regard to the Senate report, page 46, second column, first paragraph at the bottom. It states a substantial number of recommended legislative changes were submitted to the MNBC Board of Directors in January 2026. Can anyone speak to those in a general sense? What's the status, and would there conceivably be a notice to the MNGA in regards to that? Where are we at with all of that there? Thank you.
Thank you.
Dave, can you repeat that, please?
It seems like a substantial number of recommended legislative changes were submitted from the Senate to the MNBC Board of Directors in January 2026. 25. I'm just wondering about the status of those recommended changes. Have they been discussed? Are they going to come back to the MNGA?
Well, I'm the new Senate liaison, and right now, I cannot comment on that. There's just nothing there. We've discussed nothing, Dave, so it's on hold, so I'll give that update right now. So hopefully we can have something in the future. Thanks.
Thank you. Go ahead, President Langlois. Sorry, your microphone's not on.
Is it on? Hello. Tara Langlois Young from Chilliwack Métis. I just noticed that our report isn't in here. Was it submitted or just missed?
This is the Region 2 report you're looking for?
We are Region 2.
It should be on page 108. Oh, your specific, I see. There's no Chilliwack. We're just checking to see who can speak to that
Dave,
one.
while you're doing that, can I make a comment? About, I'm sorry, with reference to President Eller's last comment in regards to the Senate, I have something more important to add to that.
Sure. So while we're trying to find out who can respond to a representative from Chilliwack, you can respond to that.
Thank you.
Just in reference to President Eller's comment about the Senate, what we've also, we've created a Senate committee within the board, and that's myself, Director Carrier, Chair Carrier, Chair DeJager, and Director Gervais. 4 of us, and then we're going to come together and start moving forward with that. So that's also an update. So there is things we are discussing that is in place, so that is a big movement in that way. Thanks.
While we're waiting for a response from staff, are there any other questions around the reports? Okay.
Tanshe, good morning, everyone. Nicole Ludwig, Governance Manager for MNBC and Deputy Clerk of the MNGA. With regard to the Chilliwack report, it came in well after our original deadline, and communities were advised that if reports came in after the deadline, they weren't guaranteed to come in. At this point, we're happy to get it all formatted. We have the data, and we can send it out to communities.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, any further questions on the reports? President Allard?
Yeah, once again, Dave Samarar, Métis. A lot of criticism here this weekend there. I would like to throw a positive note out there to Region 7 Director in regards to the work that's being accomplished with the food security and sustainability and sovereignty. I think there's amazing work being done in that regard. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Seeing no further questions or comments, we are once again going to try and pass these by unanimous consent. Is anyone opposed to passing these, accepting these reports? Seeing none, the reports pass. Accepted.
Great. So we are at 12 o'clock. I know the agenda originally for day 2 went to 12:30, but I am also anticipating we're probably going to be losing a couple people over the next short few bit of time. And I'm also looking what would be next on the agenda would probably certainly take more than half an hour given the discussion. what I'm going to suggest is that we conclude and adjourn the March MNGA. All of these motions and resolutions that we're not able to get to will carry over automatically to the summer MNGA as per the legislative change that happened a couple years ago. I'm not sure if we have one of our senators ready for the closing prayer. But I do want to thank everyone at the table and my colleagues here and the staff around the room and out in the hallways for the assistance, for the guidance. I want to appreciate everyone for the discussion that occurred that was not easy. It was difficult for everyone, I think. And I want to give my heartfelt thanks for the respect that everyone displayed over the course of the weekend during the meetings, out in the hallways and everywhere else. And I do appreciate it. It makes our job a lot easier, and I think affords, more heartfelt and insightful discussion, and hopefully giving everyone a chance to express their voices on behalf of their communities and the other individuals that they represent. So I wanted to thank everyone for that, and I will. I do see a couple lights on. We do have a couple minutes while we're waiting for a senator. The first light I saw was Leader Lewis.
Point of Richard Lewis, still elected leader, Couch Valley Métis. Do we not have to go over some financial report or something? Wasn't that mentioned earlier?
Yeah. So the treasurer's report was in the book of things that were just accepted. Yes. So yeah, and that's one of the things I was wanting to make sure we got to today because there is a legislative requirement that is dealt with in the March MNGA. I next had the light here, and then here I'll go to President Allard.
Yeah, thank you. Dave Allard from Salmon Arm Métis Association. So I understand that we prioritized the order of the agenda, which was the right thing to do. The next resolution is one that I submitted. It was in relation to urgent and pressing matters. I would just like to make a quick comment in regards to that. If it is not revisited by the MNGA before June, that's 3 months. That does not connect with the urgent and pressing reality of it. I would just like to say that as the writer of the resolution, I still intend to consider the content of the resolution to be applicable, and I expect MNBC to respond to a duly passed resolution. So that's my position here. I hope that's recognized, and action as opposed to ignorance will follow in regards to the original urgent resolution. Thank you very much.
Thank you. President Gladue? No? Okay. President Minot.
Just since we're ending the assembly here right away, we do have some good news stories and everything. We can't get to all of them, but the one I'd like to state, we do have some funding coming out to each of the communities in regards to our K-12 and working with the school district. We will be sending out some dollars to each and every community, all 39 of them, to help support issues around the K-12 within your community. We did manage, our staff had managed to secure $3.9 million for the next 2 years towards the K-12. We will be doing a traditional split on it. So each community will be receiving anywhere between, I'm not going to say an exact number or anything, but the first increment that comes out will be half of the 3.9 million, and the next year we'll be doing the other half. It's a 2-year program. Also, there is going to be UPIP dollars coming out to each and every community, I believe by the end of the month as well, and that is $9,000 per community. And we managed to set aside, I believe is what, $40,000 for the youth out of them dollars, Danielle? So the youth will be getting the $40,000 to help them to move forward, and each community will receive the $9,000, and we will be splitting up the half of the 3.9 with the traditional split, the way we've done with all the other communities in the past. So each community will receive guaranteed, your 60% of that plus the 40% will be split amongst each community depending on population. So each community will be receiving a substantial amount of money here fairly quick, and the stipulations behind the dollars will be coming with it.
Thank you. We'll have our last speaker. We'll recognize Leader MacDonnell.
Oh, I just didn't want us to leave and adjourn without thanking David again for being a wonderful chair, and I appreciate all your years of hard work. Marcy. Oh, and Katie too. Thank you.
I also think Dave is a wonderful chair, so I agree. Wonderful. We're going to invite our senator up to offer our closing prayer.
This is on. Tanashikiwa. Let us close our assembly with a moment of reflection and prayer. Creator of all that is seen and unseen, we give thanks for the wisdom shared, the connections strengthened, and the spirit of community that has filled our assembly. We honor our ancestors whose resilience and vision laid the path for us, whose sacrifices and wisdom guide our steps. We ask for their continued guidance as we walk forward, carrying the traditions and values of the Métis Nation. Bless our elders, our children, our leaders, and all who work tirelessly for the betterment of our people. Grant us the courage to face challenges, the compassion to support one another, and the wisdom to make decisions that will benefit the generations to come, ensuring a strong future for our children and those yet unborn. May the spirit of the sash, symbolizing our unity and strength, bind us together. May the rhythm of the fiddle remind us of the joy and vibrancy of our culture. May the land, our mother, continue to nourish and sustain us. As we depart from this gathering, may we carry the spirit of kinship and reconciliation in our hearts. Guide us safely on our journeys and inspire us to continue building a bright and prosperous future for our Métis Nation. Kinanaskamaten. Amen.
Okay. Now the most important motion. Can I have a motion to adjourn, please?
Motion to adjourn?
Oh my goodness, everybody's hands are up. Okay, I see Director Gladue and I see President Chavoyer. All right. Any objections to adjourning the meeting? Seeing none, the meeting is officially adjourned at 12:08. Thank you very much. I believe there are bag lunches for folks to take with them in the room we've been eating in. I think that's it.